Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host with the most, and I've definitely got a lot of pounds that I can boast in. And welcome back to the 12 Days of Anime. And what is it that we've got on the shelf this week? I wonder what it could be. Oh, is it like one of the best things, one of the best shown, one of the longest, celebrating the 30th years of it being on this earth? Jojo's Bizarre Adventures, ladies and gentlemen, and we today are going to be talking a bit about why exactly you should watch and read, and why this stuff here, you are missing out if you haven't been seeing any of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. This year for me especially has been a very good year for Jojo. Obviously, we've had the Part 4 anime airing, which a lot of us can agree, with it only having one more episode pretty much to air as of this video recording. Just what a fantastic show. If anything that you can come out of the show with is, it's my favorite part of Jojo, and it definitely solidified that, especially with watching the anime, catching back up to it. I absolutely love just the way with it, especially its main character Josuke. I just find him way more entertaining than what Jotaro was during the Stardust Crusaders. Same thing with all like his comrades like Okuyasu, Rohan, Koichi, and even like Jotaro. I even prefer him in this than I do with like Part 3. That's the great thing about Jojo though. You have a huge variety, a selection of characters, and the best part of it is how the clever ways that they do to solve out some of the problems. Even with the fact that with Part 4, not everything is always like the monster of the week sort of scenario that you do get. Some of it is very comedy based, like, or even some of the like stands that they deal with aren't even villains or antagonists. It's just the problem that they have to get through a lot of the time. Especially that, and with this year, finally I sat down and read a bunch of the Jojo manga in general. Reading as of this video as well, reading up to Part 6 of the manga, finally finishing off Part 6, and just an amazing journey that the entirety of the Jojo series, as like all of that timeline finally concludes. I love Part 6. Part 6, if honestly, if it wasn't for the anime just recently pretty much wrapping up as this video, like, I honestly would have said Part 6 is one of my favorites. Like that, I highly regard it. I love Part 4, and I definitely love Part 2 as well. I absolutely love Joseph Joestar, like when his adventures as well with the Pillar Men. But the emotion I got in actually seeing a badass female main character like Jolene Cujo was such an enjoyable run, and I had a lot of fun with like people like Hermes in the group and Poochie as well. I really made it. Just that ending destroyed me in Part 6. Not to go too much into the spoiler territories, I don't want to say too much about that, and I know people are very divisive with some of the stuff that they say about Jojo, especially, but there are so many amazing parts to it, and even there's still more to come, as of the fact that I haven't even seen Part 7 yet, which a lot of people that have read Jojo's Bizarre Adventure will pretty much say that is the best part of Jojo. It's more of a tribute act to Jojo, more like a last hurrah sense of it, and honestly I don't know too much about like Jojo Leon, but like I am looking forward to getting into that. That's another thing as well, what I like about Part 1 to Part 6 is this huge, long, ongoing kind of like saga and arc to it. Although some of it isn't entirely needed to get the full picture of that. Like, honestly, if you think about a lot aside, like with continuing with like the Jotaro kind of like journey, you honestly need to see one, like if you're thinking more like on the Jotaro side for the most part, you maybe want to probably go to 1 to 3 to 6, but no, I think you even still know that like Part 5 is probably maybe one of my least favorite out of them. I would still always heavily encourage people to go in the order that they were created from. I would still say go from your Phantom Bloods, go from your Battle Tendencies to your Stardust, to your Diamond Is Not Crash, like to all like Dental Audio, to like Stone Ocean, to Steel Will Run, and Jojo Leon. Like, go in that order. It builds up a great sense of generation, and it's like, feel that sense, like I've seen like these guys and all that from the very start of like this ancient like bloodline being created of these warriors, and now seeing like the very end of it as well, like in this timeline. It's just such a satisfying feeling for this series. And while we're on the talk as well of anime, can we at least talk about, since I hadn't had a chance to talk about it yet on a video, how amazing Jojo's openings are, especially with Let the Voice of Love Take You Higher, guys, because Jesus Christ, it's Great Days, an amazing opening. And especially the new version of it with Kira taking over that opening with another one bites. It's so good. I love it so much. It is an amazing opening. It's up there with Bloody Storm with me, and Chase. I really love Chase a lot, but goddamn, what a way to like honestly turn up an opening by making the villain in control of it. And that's the thing, like, even though I love Yoshikage Kira, I absolutely adore this character. He's such an interesting villain in the past. Like yeah, Dio would kind of want to be a world conqueror, but Kira, like, he isn't like that though. There's just so much to him, and if anything, like, you will just love that. If anything with Jojo, it's like you always have the different like villains for the most part. You have Dio in part 1, like you have that sibling like rivalry you have between Jonathan and Dio in the first part. Then you have like the immortal, unstoppable threat that you get to deal with, you know, with the Pillar Men. You have this big threat there. Part 3, you have Dio and all his lackeys and henchmen going around. Part 4 leads you to like a big mystery where it's like, we've got to uncover the arrow, which leads into a more darker truth about what the actual, like, what's going on in the town itself. And now a huge serial killer in there. Part 5, a giant journey all across Italy and all that to go and do the missions to your mafia. Yeah, and part 6 is finally finding out who attacked your father and who's after you, and then uncovering this huge plot thing that was going around, and finally ending the problems of the Jojo like lineage all this time. Finally ending it and all that. And that is what I love. It's just so much filled to the brim with just so much energy and love, care and attention, and especially some of this art. I know it's very fruity at sometimes, trust me. The feminist gangster sort of like kind of what we saw and all that in part 5 is where I always put it, but which is, I find it weird that part 6 is more masculine than part 5 ever will be. That's so weird to me. But there's just so much stuff, guys, and honestly, even one video isn't enough for it. Like, if anything, like, there are multiple videos. It's like, you want to look at, like, the breakdowns of the openings, where they just show you so much. Like, you have to go, like, the Mother Basement's one that are, like, fantastic with that information. Also, is where you have plenty of videos that talk about a review. Honestly, I would recommend you guys even checking out the manga reviews that my friend Anime Hero has done. They're being very in-depth stuff about Jojo, and I honestly recommend them. They are fantastic. But that is all I have for this week on the 12 Days of Anime. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's all for me, so I'll see you guys, though, next time.